Well, welcome everybody. So excited to be here. This is the first bill of this session, and really want to thank the speaker and the pro tem and the legislature for getting this across the finish line to my desk. It's really, really important. We had constituents, we had local school boards, we had local state agencies all wanting this to be able to meet virtually, and so really appreciate your efforts to get this across the finish line. So thank you. Pleasure. Okay. Okay, well, we can open it up to a few questions about what this bill means. It was Pro Tem Greg Treat's bill.
Yeah, take any questions anyone has. Yeah.
Governor, I know lawmakers are working on maybe a trailer bill to this with some additional updates. Is there anything else that you would really like to see, any other changes along this line?
You know, I would love to make some of these things permanent. I think we have seen the ability to meet virtually. We've also given folks the opportunity to serve on boards and made it more available for people that live in the Panhandle or wherever that have jobs. That's what we want. We want to attract good folks to serve in state government, and I think this bill allows them to do that. And specifically, some of the changes, you tightened up a couple things. Pro Tem, I'll send you the microphone, making this bill a little bit better.
Yeah, thank you, Governor. I appreciate you signing this. And thank you for your work on this, Mr. Speaker.
Happy to expedite.
The bill changes, as you know, there are two loopholes that some entities were taking advantage of, where they were saying they were going to meet virtually, and head faking, and then meeting in person, and then they wouldn't broadcast it. This bill closes that, and also documents that were handed out during the meeting were not distributed electronically. We took care of that. But as far as permanent changes going forward, we're still working on that. I've got Senate Bill 1032 that I want to make some of these changes permanent as well. But mainly the changes of making sure that we stream these meetings. For the first time in my adult life, I've been able to watch school boards across the state interact, the state school board, and there's been so many more Oklahomans who got engaged. This bill wasn't just about helping boards and commissions, it was about helping Oklahomans keep us accountable.
Any chance that this could extend to here in the Capitol, the virtual aspect of it?
We currently stream all the committee meetings in the House of Representatives. I believe the Senate does as well. We have for a decade, and that includes both committee and floor work.
What I mean by meeting virtually, would you guys be open to legislation with members in the House and Senate meeting virtually as boards and municipalities do?
We have every 2 years the legislature reconvenes for a new legislative cycle, and we discuss what our rules will be for those next 2 years. Both the House and the Senate have considered those, and its body have passed its rules for the next 2 years. We always know that things are fluid. And as you look at last session, we did change some rules, modified them to stay functional. We're prepared to do that, but our body overwhelmingly has made its decision on the set of rules for the 58th. But once again, they're subject to modification as the body may deem appropriate.
And we do allow virtual participation in committees on the Senate side. We did last session. It's a temporary stopgap. You can't replace people meeting in person, holding people accountable to and accessible to the media. So whatever we do, we need to make sure that we keep some in-person meetings as well. People need to be available to their constituents, to members of the public. We have to balance that. But specifically to your question, they can fully participate, members, if they're have been exposed to COVID, if they're COVID positive or taking care of a loved one that has COVID. In these circumstances, we allow someone to participate fully remotely in committee. And on the floor, they participate via Teams, but they're only allowed to vote. They can't debate or ask questions in that format.
Anything else in the Governor?
Last year, the Attorney General offered some kind of advice to kind of bodies to kind of follow those rules. Have y'all reached out to the Attorney General to kind of see if we can do that again to, take into account some of the changes we're making?
I'll answer my part. We consulted with the Attorney General last year when we drafted this, and so this bill just extended that deadline and closed those loopholes. On the 1032, I'll definitely consult with the Attorney General, but we have not done so as of yet.
Thanks, everybody.
Quick question, sorry. I know that city councils and public bodies are going to be relieved that this is now law, but they were also calling for, you guys to come back in special session and do this back in November or December. Can you explain why you have some special session? I know there's some
I'll take that.
procedural complications around that.
Carmen, thanks for the question, and quite honestly, last year was an election cycle. The 57th legislature was dissolved following that election, and the 58th legislature is not fully organized constitutionally until the first Tuesday in January.
Can I also ask along those lines, there is calls in at least in the House that post-date this bill so that boards that may be illegally met virtually in the interim would be basically pardoned. Is that something that there's interest for among the three of you?
Janelle, I'm sorry, I couldn't hear your question.
There are calls at least in the House to post-date this bill with the trailer to basically cover bills that may be met virtually illegally during that gap between November and today. Is that something there's interest in doing, post-dating this?
I'm not aware of anybody that's trying to retroactively pass any legislation, if that's your question. Mr. Pro Tem?
I'm not aware of that either. It was well known that expired November 15th. So if people met in the intervening days, I sure hope they met with legal counsel. We have not entertained that on our side, nor have I heard it until you just mentioned it.
Thanks, everybody.
Thank you. Governor, thank you so much.
Thank you.